all the great savings deals.
They're on sale now at Elders Ace Hardware stores and First Horizon Bank branches. While supplies last, be sure to pick one up.
Chattanooga Mobility and Lifts, your stairlift expert.
We are so excited to have left the studio this morning because you are in for a true treat, and I say that in all meanings of the word. We are out here at Turn Road Jerky on Hixson Pike talking with Shadow May. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
And congratulations on opening the store.
Thank you.
6 months now, you've had your own storefront.
That's right.
And the customers are coming in.
They are. They are.
We had a chance to meet you when you came our way with the Chattanooga market. Melissa Lale was very eager to share and brag on you. And your jerky, we found out, was truly unique. There's nothing else like it in Chattanooga.
That's good to hear. That's really good to hear.
It all kind of begins with the story, and then it ends with this great quality product. But I told you, I know you're kind of a man of few words, but I had told you there's a romantic nature to me to your story. You grew up in Alaska.
That's right.
Left when you were 19.
Yes.
And life took you on a few turns.
A lot of turns. A lot of turns.
You found that you have this great artistic talent in you. You're a sculptor, right?
I am potter, sculptor, builder, all that.
And humble.
Yeah, well, just.
So let's talk a little bit about the name, because I'm a linguistics person. I love the meanings behind names. Okay. So you told me in the studio how you came up with the name Turn Road.
Well, we actually came up with it. Just the meaning behind it is pretty much have, never really taken the easy way to get anywhere.
Right.
And then, looking back on it, all roads have led to here.
So we are the great beneficiaries of those roads leading to here, because when you come into Turn Road, the store here, you might be small, but they literally pack a punch. And this wall behind us, you've got 8 different samples.
I do, yes.
8 different flavors, each one handmade and cured right here, correct?
That's right. We do everything in-house right here.
The quality of meat that you use is second to none. You're a big believer that that's where it all starts.
It absolutely does. We cut all of our beef from one piece of meat. We use a top inside round. And, right now, ideally, eventually we would love to work with local farmers to be able to have our own local beef. Eventually, the end-all dream is to have Turn Road cattle, but that's down the road a little bit.
Ah, yes, but here's the thing that I can see and you cannot, because over Shadow's shoulder, there is a sign, and it says, "Imagination is everything. It's the preview to life's coming attractions." I love that. So you have inspiration around you all the time.
Always.
You don't want to waste anything. This is a waste-free facility.
Yes.
You have this fantastic quality beef that we're going to have a chance to see here in just a second and see how it kind of is done. Some of it was not usable for the jerky, so now you have a line of dog treats.
We do. We just introduced, well, we're actually right now introducing our new company called Jerky Dog, because like you said, we are a zero waste facility. So, we use all of our product.
You use the word we a lot. So though we're talking to you initially, part of the we is Aaron, who we're going to have a chance to meet, and
yes.
Greg, who you go back with a long ways. He
yes.
used to have Urban Spoon over on Fraser Avenue.
That's right.
He is the master behind the jerky. So can we step around and pay
Sure,
them a visit?
Absolutely.
Let's come see how it all works. So now we're back where all of the magic happens. I've put on my garb to keep us nice and sanitary. So has Aaron Kahn, and this is Greg Filter, who is the man behind the magic. Don't you love your job?
Yes, ma'am.
So talk to me, Aaron, a little bit. Shadow wanted you to talk because he says you do it beautifully, and that you know how to really make all of this make sense for your customers, because there's a lot of science and process here in what you're doing.
Absolutely, there is.
So we're using, what is Greg cutting?
So Greg is cutting 100% top round beef, which is the only cut of meat that we use for our jerky. And as you can see, he's hand slicing it, which is one of the things that makes our jerky, I think, really stand out. We put a lot of love and passion into each piece of jerky being hand sliced before it goes into our wonderful marinades. So when you do get an opportunity to taste our jerky, you'll know that it didn't come from, you know, a facility where they're kind of pushing things through and doing industrial meat slicing. You can think about these hardworking gentlemen like Greg and Shadow up at 3 and 4 in the morning hand slicing this meat.
So we have been talking off camera, and I think you said that when you have this top round, a good chunk of it, pardon the pun, is kind of unusable from the very beginning, that you're only using the best within that best cut of meat. Is that right?
Absolutely. So about 40% of the piece of meat that we get ends up going into a separate bin, because once you're taking off the fat and just smaller pieces of meat to get really down to what you see here, again, we lose about 40% of that.
So what this is showing me is that there's a great health benefit here to jerky. We all want to eat fewer carbs, more protein. This is being hand done, not a lot of nitrates and things like that added in. This is good for you.
It is good for you. So there's no nitrates or nitrites because there's no preservatives in the meat that we use. The only preservatives that do end up in our final product are what come in our marinades. So largely what you would find in things like soy sauce and salt, which are all natural.
But then after Greg has worked his magic here, you are completing everything on site. So you have to dehydrate the meat, right?
Yes, absolutely. So after Greg has hand sliced the meat is when they go into our delicious marinades. Those marinades have actually taken about 2 years to develop and perfect, which is pretty much all Shadow. Lots of tasting, lots of test audiences involved in that.
To have that job, right?
Absolutely. So they go into our delicious marinades. Depending on which marinade we're using, they'll be marinated from anywhere from 12 hours to 3 days. And at that point, they go into our commercial dehydrators, usually for about 12 hours. Okay. And then we get our finished product.
And that's why when you open up a bag of Turn Road Jerky, you will be surprised because, first of all, the aroma is so strong and it's infused throughout all of the pieces you're going to enjoy because it's marinated for so long, but it's tender. So if you've ever had jerky and it's a wrestling match between your teeth and your hand, right, for how you're going to eat it, that's not the case with your jerky. It's very tender and easy to eat. Do you have a favorite flavor? I know there are 8. Do you have a personal favorite?
My personal favorite flavor is the sweet red, which is a subtle cayenne pepper with a vinegar finish. I know Shadow's favorite flavor, which is the chef's choice, is the garlic. But I think Greg and I are in agreement that the sweet red is absolutely delicious. But really, you can't go wrong with any of them.
So we want to encourage people to come here and get to discover what your own personal favorite is. I mean, what a great thing while the kids are out trick-or-treating. Absolutely. You can be nibbling on some jerky and a glass of wine. That's kind of a nice combination, I would imagine. That sounds delightful. So you're open Monday through Saturday? What are your hours?
So we're open Wednesday through Saturday from 9 to 7, Sunday 10:30 to 7. But I think oftentimes you will find that if we are here on a Monday or Tuesday, which are our officially closed days, if we are here, which we usually are, and you see our car in the driveway, come on in, we won't turn you down.
It is truly something that you have to taste to believe, and once you have tasted it, you'll be a convert. It is delicious. And don't forget they have treats for your dogs too, because they deserve the best that you can provide them.
Absolutely.
Aaron, thank you.
Thank
Greg,
you so much.
keep on cutting.
I will.
And we're going to check back in with Shadow again when it gets closer to Thanksgiving, because they have a whole line of Christmas products, fun things for you to enjoy the holiday season with. But in the meantime, find them on Hixson Pike. Their address there on your screen, online as well. Find your favorite and know you're doing a good thing while you choose.